Lakers getting out on the road. Now for the latest on tonight's matchup against Steph Curry and the Dubs, let's go live to Staples Center. Check in with Lakers reporter Mike Trudell. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Geeter. Man, this team has been so good on the road, not just this year, but last year, of course. Before they get there, though, they got to try to protect their home turf here at Staples Center. Such a different experience without the fans. It is just hard to manage that same type of energy, but they're going to do their best. And before we get into all that with Frank Vogel, just wanted to get the coach's thoughts on the significance of playing on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
It's something that our group is going to take a great deal of pride in. Obviously, Dr. King was, the greatest activist in our nation's history in the fight against racism and civil rights. And, that fight is obviously still ongoing. It's been going on for 400 years. And obviously it's been brought to light more so in the last, 6 to 9 months or whatever it's been since George Floyd's death. A lot to our league and our players. And it's a great source of pride for us to be the marquee game on Martin Luther King Day.
Frank, you've had so little time to practice, even shoot-arounds and such. Did having a weekend, quote-unquote, off, I know you did some practice, did that allow you to focus on anything from the first part of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we really just we used a couple of days to get caught up on rest. We've had some off days, and yesterday's practice was really centered around, the details that go into trying to slow down a guy like Steph Curry. And, just get that game plan further along. Obviously, there's still a lot to implement throughout the course of the season. And, we'll continue to look for times to grow our offensive system and defensive schemes.
Frank, I know you can only play the games that are on the schedule, but how have you felt about your strength of schedule so far? And are you curious, even though you guys have been playing really well, are you curious to see how it could translate against some of these tougher teams coming up on the schedule?
I mean, all these games are just a test of your habits. Whether you're playing against a great team or a team that's playing really well or a team with a poor record, it doesn't matter. You're trying to play to a standard and win as many games as you can. We've been opportunistic with being able to play the Grizzlies without John Morant and the Spurs without LaMarcus Aldridge. In those early road trips. But again, we try not to focus on the strength of our opponent. They're still going to have 5 guys on the floor, and we got to execute at a high enough level to win. So, just focusing on us.
All right, there's Frank Vogel. So curious to see what he said about Steph Curry there. Are they going to treat him like they treated Harden and Dame in the playoffs last year and really aggressively trap? Or is it going to be kind of a hybrid of that since it's still early in the regular season? We'll see, and it'll tell the tale of the game tonight.
All right, appreciate that, Mike. Good work. We'll talk to you later. All right, the development of Kyle Kuzma is always a hot topic in Lakerland, and during the Lakers' current win streak, Kuz is playing the consistent brand of ball that the purple and gold need from him for this team. Take a look at the numbers in Friday's win over the Pelicans. 11 points in 22 minutes, but look at the 11 rebounds, 3 of 4. From three-point land. Efficiency. Following Sunday's practice, Kuz spoke about his added attention to rebounding this season.
Just real focus this season on, just doing what I got to do to, impact the game for this team. And, for me, just playing with energy and, just trying to create extra possessions for this team and, really just trying to, win ball games. I think that's the most important thing. With me being playing more on the wing now, playing the 2, playing the 3, not so many guards or, wings or anybody in this league really that boxes out. So just taking it personal and just trying to help the ball club out.
All right, he's averaging a double-double over his last 3 games, Kyle Kuzma. And I know for fans, a lot of times it's about his scoring and the consistency on the offensive end and the shooting, but he's added rebounding to his game. He's also been solid on defense, a lot of blocks coming over from the weak side. He seems comfortable in this role, James, and that's what the team needs.
And it's the beauty when a young player recognizes what it takes to create longevity. And that's what he's at the beginning of doing right now. He's 25. 24, 25. So he's going to peak in a year or two. You know, maybe LeBron may be gone. I don't know, whenever that happens. And at about 28, 29, he could be dangerous because now he's picking up all aspects of the game and he's understanding that. He won a championship, and I always say when you win a championship, you don't win a championship without learning how to, how to prepare, how to stay disciplined in the off season. Being around LeBron James, I'm sure he's saying, man, I'm glad I didn't get traded. Although Ingram and all those guys, they got their limelight, they got, money early. He's in the perfect place right now. I just love what he's doing. On the defensive end, he's amazing, and getting extra possessions and rebounds, it's what he needs to be doing. We know he can score.
Yeah, and Allie, for me, I just feel like every game I'm watching and I'm happy for Kuz because I feel like he's making great decisions. That's what's sticking out, whether it's the extra pass or the help on defense. And that to me shows maturity. But then I look at his numbers and I'm like, hey, he's efficient. 40% from three right now. I know it's early.
By the way, that is real. You do say that. You don't just tweet about it. You say it.
I say it. I'm like, extra pass. Like he wouldn't have done that 2 years ago.
But I think what it is what we've been talking about a lot, really since the start of the bubble. His teammates have said it as well. The game is just slowing down for him. And you know, as a former player, that when the game becomes so slow for you, you're able to focus in and dial in on various ways in which you can actually impact and help a team win. And I think for him, he realized that that jump and that leap had to come on the defensive end of the floor, doing the hustle plays, winning the hustle plays in terms of rebounding, creating extra possessions and energy. And then players are going to want to reward you. They're going to want to give you the basketball. And his confidence is already there to then step up, knock down the shots. The efficiency has been something fun to watch.
And a lot of that comes from, remember, he was hurt starting last year, supposed to be the third member of this big three, and that's not how this team was built. He's watching friends and peers around the league play on bad teams but score 25 a game. Guys get paid. He had to go through some growth there, right?
No question. And that's hard for a young player to do when you know you have talent. Remember, he came in here like busting out of the gates.
Everyone loved him, right?
Bunch of young players around him, no veterans.
All rookie team.
Then all of a sudden, I have to learn how to play with real men, who've been there 8, 9, 10s and have won championships. That's hard to do. And go through injury. Everybody talking about third wheel. Even he's going to be the third guy. Once he overcame all of that and just decided, look, I just need to play the game. Let the game come to me. I'm sure he's listened to Vogel and guys like that. But we talk about how much he's learned from like LeBron and AD, but also being around guys like Caruso, came up the ranks and made it. He's had some peers his own age to learn from too. So he's in a good environment, and right now, sky's the limit. Where he can go.
My first year in the league, I was with the Cavs as a sideline reporter, and Byron Scott was the coach. And one thing he always preached when it came to the success of a player is their ability to stay within their box, stay within who they are. And I feel like what I've learned with Kuz, especially over the last couple of years, is there was a false expectation that followed him when those things around him completely changed. And I think what he's been able to do is slow things down and understand his role, finding different ways in which, as we've preached, to really fit in and be a part of a winning culture and winning success. And when that clicked for him, we're starting to see it. He doesn't even have to talk about it. He just is.
Got off Twitter for a minute, too. That always helps. All right, we're about 30 minutes from tip-off between the Lakers and Warriors. Steph Curry is third in the NBA in scoring at better than 28.